Happy Tuesday, everybody. Bolevsky Science time. Got a little sheet here that you're going to need to print off at home and try to work out to the best of your ability. Um, it's a Spongebob Genetics paper, and it's called Bikini Bottom Genetics. And of course, based off of Bikini Bottom, where SpongeBob lives. So it's pretty interesting. I like using it. I think it's a lot of fun for the kids to try to answer. So let's go through this real quick and let's try. I'm going to give you some hints and try to give you some advice on how to do this. I'm not going to answer every one of them, but I'm going to give you some hints and leads. So. All right, so let's read it real quick. It says, scientists at Bikini Bottom have been investigating the genetic makeup or organisms in this community. Use the information provided and your knowledge of genetics to answer each question. All right, now right here it says, for each genotype below, indicate whether it is heterozygous, which is HE, or homozygous, which is HO. Okay, so there's something you need to remember here. Okay. If something is heterozygous, you should remember the word different. Another way of saying that is a hybrid. And an example of that would be like if you're doing alleles, it would be like whatever letter you're using. For example, H, it would be big H, little h. That is what heterozygous is. Okay. Or if it's homozygous means that it's the same letters. Now, when you hear homozygous, you should think same. You should also think purebred. Okay. Now, the two combinations would be big letter, or little letter, little letter. Such as if you're using H, big H, little h. Okay, so let's take a look here. Big T, what would that be? Okay, well, that would be homozygous because they are the same. You've got a big and a big. Look at the next one here. Big B, little b. What have you got there? Well, that right there is heterozygous because they are different. You've got a big letter and a little letter. All right, so that is HE for heterozygous. All right, so you can do the rest of these on your own. Then down here are the questions. Which of the genotypes in number one would be considered purebreds? In other words, which one of these are purebreds? Okay, I'll give you a hint. Big T is a purebred. Big B, little b is not. It is considered to be something else. So that is all you need to know for number one to answer all the questions for number one. So if you need help with it, rewind this video and do it and watch it again. Go back from number one. All right, number two. Okay. Determine the phenotype for each genotype using the information about SpongeBob. So this is information about SpongeBob right here. All right, he has a yellow body color, which is dominant to blue. So apparently in this place where they live, okay, yellow is dominant over blue when it comes to body color. So if you have big Y, what would your body color be? If you have big Y, what would your body color be? If you have little y, what would your body color be? Give you a hint. Big Y is dominant. Little y is recessive. Okay, and then square shape is dominant to round right down here. All right, so answer number two to the best of your ability. Hit pause if you are needing to go back and do it again. All right, number three. For each phenotype, give the genotypes that are possible for Patrick. All right, so we're talking about Patrick now. All right, so in order to have a tall head, what all would your genotypes have to be? So it'd have to have something to do with a big T because Patrick's got a tall head. So what would your genotypes? I'll give you a hint. There's two here. All right. In order to have a short head, which is the recessive gene, what would your allele have to be? What would your alleles have to be? Same thing for down here. In order to have a pink body, which is a P, is dominant to yellow, which is little p. So in order to have a in order to have a pink body, what would your two allele combinations have to be? Okay, there's actually two sets of answers here. In order to have a yellow body, what's the one set of allele combinations that you could have? All right, number 4. List the possible genotypes and phenotypes for these children. All right, so right here we're going to write phenotypes and genotypes. All right, so let's read the problem. SpongeBob SquarePants recently met Sponge Susie Roundpants at a dance. SpongeBob is heterozygous. Right away, heterozygous tells me that his alleles are going to be different up here. So for SpongeBob, since it says heterozygous, big S, little s, because he's heterozygous. Okay? Now let's figure out what she is. It says that Sponge Susie is round. Round is the recessive trait. So what does that mean she has to be if she's recessive? In order to be recessive, it's a little s and a little s. Now, what you need to do is you need to go in and fill in this Punnett square and then answer these questions right here for phenotype, genotype. Tell you what, let's just do number 4 together. I'm going to go ahead and do number 4 with you. So, fill in the Punnett square. Big S rides in the elevator down to this floor. Big S rides in the elevator down to this floor. Little s rides down here. Little s rides down here. Now, these are elevators, and these are little s's as well. This little s moves right there. This little s moves right there. This little s moves right there. And this little s moves right there. So that's your Punnett square. All right, phenotype. Oh, I need to get a... All right, phenotype. Put a P with a circle around it. Remember from yesterday? Okay, so what is our phenotype? Big S is equal to square oh, I'm horrible writing with this. Little s is equal to round. Oh, writing is so horrible. All right. So now you got to figure out how many squares do you have. Big S, big S. Okay. So these are the squares that will have the dominant trait. So that is 2 over 4, 50%. Okay. Round 1, 2, because these are the recessive traits. So round is 2 over 4, 50%. Okay. Genotype. All right. So in order to figure out genotype, we got to figure out the allele combinations. All right. What are the allele combinations? All right. Well, when I look here, I see big S, little s. That would be these. I also see little s, little s. That would be these right here. So big S, little s is oh man, 2 over 4, 50. All right. So, man, my 50% looks awful, but I'm doing the best I can. So, big S, little s. There's 2 out of 4 right here. Big S, big S, little s. Big S, little s. There's 2 out of 4, which is 50%. Now, little s, little s. Once again, there's 2 over 4, 50. Percent. Okay, let's answer these questions here. Number 3, what are the chances of a child with a square shape? Let's say square. 2 out of 4, 50%. There's your answer. 2. Ooh, you can't see that. Try again. 2 out of 4, 50%. All right. What are the chances of a child with a round shape? Round. 2 out of 4, 50%. 2 out of 4, 50%. All right, so now what I want you to do is I want you to see if you can answer number 5 and see if you can answer number 6. All right, we'll do some more of these together tomorrow probably. Tomorrow's a virtual day because of the stormy weather that we're supposed to have. So you can tune in for class tomorrow. We'll probably talk about these in class tomorrow. So hope you have a great evening. Watch out for the weather tomorrow, and we will talk to y'all later on. Have a great day.